Well, there she is in all her beauty, a Hornby 3-rail Class N2 tank. I've never handled one of these. I don't have a book. I'm going to be working on first principles. Those of you that know all about them, please watch and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Those of you that know nothing about them, well, who knows, you might learn something. Right. The first thing we become aware of, and I'm realising of course that the camera's not going to pick this up because of the bright sunlight in England, goodness, what's going on? There's a little screw there. So I suspect the first trick is to take that little screw out and don't lose it. Well, the little screw came out all right, and the front coupling dropped off nicely into my hand, and there's a little screw which I'm not going to lose. Now let's have a look. Realising this sun is a bit bright for showing you very much, but we'll soldier on because I can't turn the sun off. What we have, we've got pickups for the third rail, we've got a wheel arrangement, and just for those of you that aren't up to speed with British locomotive notation, there's no front pony. There are 6 driving wheels and there is a trailing bogie. So in British rail terms that's an O60. And it's a tank engine because it's got tanks, not a tender behind. Now the motor, as you can see, is vertical, and it has an adjustable bearing, and it's got brushes buried in there rubbing against the commutator. Now this is a two-handed job, taking the brushes out. Two-handed, not because it's difficult, but because if you don't, you lose the springs. In there, or behind there, is a tube in which is a spring and the brush. And if you simply yank that out, there's some risk that that the spring will fly out and land on the carpet amongst all the breadcrumbs from your toast this morning, and you will lose it. And they're tiny little springs, and yes, you can buy new ones, and yes, they're horribly expensive. So I'm going to pull the brushes out and have a look at it. Now, around about now, all of the real experts who really understand these things are saying, don't take that, oh, don't take that out. He has. Oh, we'll never get that back together again. Well, I might do. Right, this is a very heavy chunk of metal. It's cast. As you can see, with no motor in it, the wheels go round. They would if I wasn't. It's awkward doing this one-handed, holding the camera with the other one. But they all sort of go round. It is grimy, it's got fluff and all sorts. Those are the springs that I didn't lose amongst the muck and detritus on my carpet. These are, well, this is one of, where are we? This is one of the little spring retaining things. They don't screw in, they just push in, and they're sprung so that they're tight. And one of the things I have learnt about these motors is with the brush and the spring in the tube that it goes in, you will achieve the right pressure if the spring is just flush with the end of it, so that when you push that little plug in, it pushes the spring up against the armature. There's the brushes. They look quite interesting. They're sort of ridged. And that, of course, is the armature. I've seen better armatures, I've seen worse, but I think that would do with cleaning and the grooves undercutting, and I might run a continuity test on it. I might not, I don't know yet. But there we are. Right, well, that's the magnet and the magnet keeper plates, which have an L on one side and an R on the other. But just in case you don't know which is your left and your right, it's got a cutout. You can only fit these one way round, honest. So there we are. Next thing to do is to find some cleaning stuff and give this a jolly good clean.